Hello and welcome to Jeva Plays Diablo 4. I'm going to run you through what I believe is the best Necromancer build in the game, especially within an early game, as it has just the potential to be really fun and really let you play out the game. I'm going to quickly overview all the characters you can select from though, just so you have an idea. For starters, you have the Barbarian class, followed by my favourite class, the Necromancer class. We also got the Fire Mage Magic person called the Sorcerer. We have the Rogue, the Speedy Assassin. And finally we have the Druid, who has the ability to transform into animals. Now, my character obviously is level 46, and I am playing on Veteran mode. So we are the Necromancer class. As you can see when we spawn in, we got a whole group of people around us, specifically all my undead Golem Mage and Reapers. So I'm going to quickly go over the Book of the Undead, and the reason for this is it actually allows us to understand the different classes within the build that you can give to all your troops. In this case, we look at our Skeletal Warriors. I run the Reaper class, but there are other classes such as Skirmishers and Defenders. The specific reason I run the Reaper class is mainly due to the 15% increased chance of dropping a corpse. My skill tree and ability tree surrounds this corpse drop, so this is a good addition to it. When we go to our mages, we can see there's also Shadow, Cold, and Bone classes. I run the Shadow classes, that's another addition to my skill tree, and specifically this one here to hit an extra Shadow Bolt every 5th attack, which is really important for these big fights. Also, I'm going to touch on the Golem class. Specifically for me, I focus on using the Bone option and use this one here, which is every time it loses 20% of its health, it drops a corpse. Now let's get into the gameplay. After witnessing those boss battles, I can tell you already have so many questions, and I'm going to say something very controversial. I run Bloody Mist, or Blood Mist, over Corpse Explosion. The reason for this is basically just because of one of my armor pieces. It has the attribute to when Blood Mist occurs, also cause Corpse Explosion. Now let's get into the ability tree. As you can see, there are various different options. Personally, I like to go with the Shadow build, which means I'm going to use Decompose. We're going to upgrade this to Decompose and Enhance Decompose, and practically all the way through this path here. Reason for this is it just pretty much boosts the damage that you and your minions do, which is always important, especially if you're trying to work around a Summoner's build. In this case, early game, you probably want to go Bone Spear, but for me, being where I am now, I really enjoy using Blight, Enhanced Blight, and also your Final Blight option. This again just gives you that little bit more of an edge and really boosts the amount of shadow damage you are doing, which is essential for our Shadow Sorcerer build. Here, Corpse Explosion is essential. Corpse Explosion, Enhanced Corpse Explosion, and Blighted Corpse Explosion are required to really drive your army into a berserk, I guess, high DPS state. So it's always important to do this. I like running Blood Mist and all the way through this Enhanced Blood Mist and Ghastly Blood Mist. Reason for it, as mentioned previously, is because of my armor piece. So being able to have this Blood Mist there, generating corpses, which then go on to further explode and cause this blighted damage, it's so crucial to our gameplay. Upgrade your warriors and your mages, of course, and I really like upgrading Death's Reach. Specifically using Decompose where you are quite far away from the enemy, it just adds an extra aspect of damage you can do. Here we can go for Grim Harvest, which just increase the amount of essence we gain. Specifically as a Necromancer, essence is what we use to use our blighted attacks and pretty much do any other one of our main abilities. From here we can go for Necrotic Cast Base, which pretty much just fortifies us and makes us feel a little more safe in those high damage or high intense fights, especially if we're going in and around our troops, which I will tell you why we do in a second. Upgrade your ult. Army of the Dead is essential. All the way through to the end, especially the last one, just because it allows you to resurrect any of your fallen troops when you use this, which is so good and so handy when you're in a tight battle. Again, Golem upgrades are important, so please, please, please upgrade that to max. Reaper's Pursuit, Gloom, and Terror. Awesome attributes to your Shadow build, and they just give you that little bit more of an edge in those fights. Now for the final section, Shadow Blight is crucial, especially for this Shadow Summoner build. We then can go for Bonded in Essence, Inspiring Leader, and Hellbent Commander. Hellbent Commander is probably one of my favorite attributes just because it gives you that extra 30% damage when you're in and around your troops, which just means that you get that crucial DPS when needed when you're in those boss fights. So dipping in, getting that damage, dipping out, getting that long range damage. Beautiful build around this. Standalone is also another great attribute, especially if you are finding that you are getting quite a lot of damage dealt to you. It just helps reduce that overall damage in these fights. Here is the overview of my attribute or ability tree. Let me know what you think. Give it a go and see what we can improve on. This is what I've found to be really helpful early game for me, and something that I will continue to grow and build on, especially when we unlock Paragon at level 50. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.